Doing awesome. You look crooked though. Hello. If you want information about the craft box on YouTube, go ahead and just type the word box and I'll get you the direct link. It will be live on my Etsy site tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. I need to add one quick thing to here and then we will go live. There we go. That's on. All this is good. I guess it's my time. This and the wax. Okay, I guess we're doing it. Here we go. And brighten this up. We're gonna plug this in. Hi everybody. It's Nancy. How's it going? Hope you're doing good. Today is part 2 of my craft box for October. I'm super excited to show you the second part. Yesterday, if you did not see it, you can catch my live on my page. We created the window, which is going to be the base for future craft box, right? This is interchangeable. So the keyword is Santa if you want more information about this. Otherwise, say hi when you pop on. Hope everyone is doing really good. In case you're wondering, these are cutouts from my shop. But I decided to try something new. Why not? Normally, my cutouts look like this. They're MDF laser cut. But I painted them with spray paint this time. And I'll show you what I used. It's called Krylon Fusion All-in-One Paint and Primer. Satin white. This took me about 30 seconds to paint all of this in bright white. How awesome is that? Some of my pieces I needed in white, and so it worked. Thank you so much, Cindy. I do appreciate you sharing me into the group. Thank you so much. So, hi to everybody. Hope you're good. Hopefully you're catching me either in the event today or just on my craft page. Either way, let's see, is this working? Am I live in the event? I don't even know. Must be live on my page. Anyway, let's get busy. So we're going to start with Santa because he is a much bigger, he's the main show. Thank you for sprinkling. So he's already in bright white, so there's some spots we don't need to paint. We're gonna mask this center part off because I want to leave this in bright white. And then we're going to also, I'm gonna look at how this is gonna go here. We're gonna paint the mittens, we're gonna paint this, we're gonna do some painting. Hope you guys are good. Type the word Santa, check your messages. My brain is just kind of catching up to what we're doing here. So let's see who's here. Hi, Brenda and Beverly and Lena. Thanks for the sprinkle. All right, here we go. Thank you for the stars. You guys are amazing. All right, we are going to start with, we're going to tape this off, I guess, is what I'm going to do. We're going to tape off this center piece on one side, and then we'll just do the other side. And like I said, this paint that I painted them with is a primer. It says you can handle it within 20 minutes, and then it will be dry in an hour. Okay. So I'm hoping, Kathy Lang, are you so sweet? Thank you for the stars also, and I am feeling much better. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're going to use like a medium size brush here. I don't know. We're just going to have it. We're going to paint this in Candy Apple. Okay, and I'm just going to worry about this edge here for right this minute. And what's so cool now about, oh, I painted into his boots. Probably needed to not do that. Is that your paste with one coat will show up a lot brighter if you have this white primer underneath, because the MDF, you know, it's wood. It's going to absorb some of your paste. So we're going to get a brighter look on this. Now, I will, full disclosure, if you like your edges black, they do get white when you spray paint, or at least the way I did it. But I figure I get, I end up getting paint on my edges anyway. So I really wasn't worried about that. Oh, I didn't think about what color I wanted his sack to be. Santa's toy sack. Maybe we'll do it in espresso. But this is giving us very nice coverage here. Yay! How's everybody doing today? I had an awesome day. Pretty easy day today in the world of teaching. Hi, Charlene, you made it. Is it Tatia? Welcome to my page. So glad you're here. Let's see. We're going to... Now, my beard is going to cover some of this, but I am going to... Ooh, I did pretty good there. I'm just going to paint up into where the beard would go, because I know we're going to put this piece over the top, and it's going to cover that anyway, okay? So you can kind of eyeball that. I'm just trying to... What color should we paint Santa's? I think it should be a different color than... Normally, I would think it would be red, but... Maybe ash, because I'm going to do his boots in ash. All right, let's tape off the other side. We're going to give this a little dry. Guys, the nice part of painting with the paste is it dries super quick, okay? Hopefully I will not have to have my dryer running forever like I did yesterday. It was kind of long yesterday. We were drying our crackle medium, so that took a little longer than planned. We're going to do his suit, and that is going to take up the most time. And the rest of this will paint up really quick. Why aren't my comments moving? Ooh, it could be green. Oh, Tasha, I'm sorry. That probably should have been obvious. I apologize. Welcome to my page, Tasha. I suppose it could go either way, but... Okay, now up and around here. Let me just get right here first. The mittens, I'm not as worried about painting around, because I know when we put some pieces on, a little bit is going to be covered. But I am going to try very hard not to get any paint, you know, inside the mittens. So we are going to paint the mittens, so I'll be able to cover it up if I make a mistake. What's nice is you do have these score lines here, and that will give you an outline and give you a little bit of grace for painting. I would suggest using a much smaller brush than what I'm using right now. You guys. I'm just using this ginormous brush for this tiny spots. All right, we will need a detail brush for that little spot in between the mittens, but the fingers, I mean. We're gonna paint him up. I am so excited to do him all day today. I was like, gosh, I wish I could go live right now. But I had to work. And we planned for this at 4. Tell me if you watched my live yesterday and saw the window that we did. That's gonna go with all of this. All right, and then let's see, this is the bag. Somebody said green. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Kathy Tweed. This morning and the tip of my injured finger hurt. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm sorry, Lena. I'm so sorry. Oh, we gotta do his hat. Now the hat, again, there's a brim on the hat. So guys, you don't have to be perfect painters to do this. You just want to make sure you paint far enough so that this covers it up. Okay, so I'm just gonna go there. And again, you can paint further in because this second piece is gonna cover it. This is gonna make us look like we know what we're doing. Professional painters is what it's gonna make us look like. All right, so we got this covered. Okay, I need a skinny brush just to do in between on this mitten. And then we'll paint the mittens. You could even use a marker probably in between there. Perfect. Yay, Maud, you're here. I'm glad you're here. Were you having trouble? Were you having trouble finding me? Okay, now I'm just trying to think. That's going to be hanging on him. I'm not sure what we want to do with the bows. So we're just going to stay focused on Santa right now. All right, we're going to use ash, which is this pretty... Are we going to use ash for his mittens? Or should they be black? I feel like Santa's mittens should be black. Maybe we'll do the bag in ash. I don't know. I haven't decided. Clearly, I have not decided yet. So we're going to use black chalk paste for his mittens. I'm using a little bit smaller brush here. And then this part is going to be covered by the cuff, the second piece. So don't worry about your line being straight here or anything. You don't need that. The only thing you want to be sure is that wherever you decide to put it is going to cover it, right? So I'm thinking, do I need to make this lower? I'm going to go lower with my black a little bit right here. Hi, Missy. Hi to Missy. I've been looking forward to this. Oh, yay, Donna. I'm glad you're ready to see it. It's okay, Janet. We just started. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're here, Maud. Hi, Florine. Hello, hello. Okay. We gotta do the other mitten and the boots. So let's do this. Get his mitten painted. And his eyes, I'm going to end up using a marker for his eyes because I don't have, they're scored for you and I do not have the ability to paint that small. So we're just going to use a marker. So we'll just get our boots painted. All like this. And then he's going to have some little buttons that we are going to paint also. Oh, you know what? There's going to be a piece here also. So you can paint up into here if you like. I forgot there was going to be something on the trim. I'm like, why are these boots plain? There's going to be a trim at the bottom, and I'm just going to keep those the spray painted color. I think the bright white is beautiful, but if you need to touch anything up, you can use your bright white chalk paste. I do have a link to all the, I am going to use a transfer, and I have a link to that and all the chalk paste that I'm using that's on my chalk site. The cutouts you'll be able to get if you're not on my team or a Perks member of mine or a club member of mine. You'll be able to grab it tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Okay. I think that's all good. We're going to do his nose. Now with his nose, I'm going to make it actually pink. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of my bright white and paint the nose again in bright white chalk paste, and then grab a brush and just a teeniest amount of red and just kind of mix them. You can always add more white if you like. But this is what that looks like. So I just mixed some white and some red, okay? Just to make a little pink. Cindy, I'm glad you're here. It doesn't matter if you're late. We're just doing some painting with Santa. You know, this is going to be green here. I know Lena mentioned maybe green, so I think I am going to use ash, which is, excuse me, like a true gray color. We're going to paint this guy in, I guess I got to be careful here. I'm actually not sure if I have to be careful on the green part or not. What's nice is that since I did the spray paint option, all of these are coating basically in one coat. My red maybe could use another coat, but we're going to put something on top of here that I think is going to look cute, and so it'll probably cover all that up. So I'm not even sure I'm going to give it a second coat. Okay. Cute, cute, cute. I'm thinking we're going to leave our ash out with a brush in case I need it. So now we're going to work on this holly, and what goes with this, there are some little berries. These are, to me, they look like ornaments, but I suppose they're berries. This is all going to cover up here and those on top. So I think we're going to use pesto for that. Cindy, I'm feeling so much more like my normal self. Yay, me. It was quite a road. Thank you for asking. I am still taking mega doses of vitamins. Thank you, Rochelle, which is a Santa kit. And the whole kit together, if you're, you know, what it says in the message that if you're, the whole kit is 28 if you pre-order. So if you pre-order, it's 28 plus, I put a flat rate shipping in there, Lena. So you would qualify for that. So if you just type the word Santa, check your messages, it'll give you your shipping and the rate, the pre-order amount for the window and everything. And it will be an interchangeable kit, so you will be able to add to it for other seasons. Okay. My pesto was a little rough, and this isn't the best brush, honestly. Okay, this paint, this primer, has a satin finish. So if you add a lot of water to your paste, this is just a full disclosure, I'm noticing it beating up a little bit. You may want to sand your project some. Let's see how this, I'm going to just come in here with the green. You may want to sand it a little bit if you're going to water down your paste at all, because it is beating up a little bit. Mine is a satin finish. Maybe I should have gotten a flat finish. I just wanted spray paint. It's kind of what I went with. So let me dry this super quick so I can get another coat on it. Oh, there's 10 comments. My comments are not scrolling. You're welcome, Lena. So guys, this is a very tall kit. It's 16 inches tall. This is going to be a significant, if you got my other craft boxes, this one is going to be significantly taller than the wagon and the lantern that we did before on our other months. This one's much larger than that. Okay, now I want to be sure to see the detail lines. So if you paint a little heavy, you can take your detail tool and just go inside that scored line if you like. Or you can even just take your marker and do your detail lines like that. What I'm going to do, though, is do my marker for his eyes. Oh, am I? Do I have to get a real Sharpie? Hold, please. I was just using this before. I have to get another one. Hold on. I know I have more markers, but hang on. That was my favorite one. I need a new black marker, you guys. This is not the time for this to be running out. What in the world? This is no time for that. Okay, let's try this one. I might be better off painting it. Some markers just don't, either I don't use them right or they just don't work right. But my Sharpie one is, probably should have waited because I'm going to paint his face. All right, let's try it. Because I want to paint his face too. Thanks for the sprinkles, Vicki. Appreciate it. Hi, Mary Ann. Sandy Bullard. How are you guys? Okay, we're going to figure out how much of Santa's face I actually need to paint. So, what you can do is just lay your pieces down. And then you could use like a pencil line or something like that. But I'm not going to do that. Seriously, marker. Rochelle. Seriously. So this is a mixture of camel and white. It's what I like to use for my skin colors. I'm just going to do that and that. And that will give me a guide. And again, you can go up higher because you're going to lay these down anyway. The trick is just go around your eyebrows. But that is easy enough to touch up. And like I said, I should have done my eyes last. But if I get it in my eyes, I'll just go back over the eyes with the marker. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. You could give him pink cheeks if you want. Could totally do that. But I am just going to give him a little paint. Okay, while this is all doing its thing and drying, we're going to sand and wax his coat. And then we'll put them all together, okay? Thanks for sprinkling Just Jackie Crafting. Appreciate you so much. Okay, so we're going to sand this guy lightly. And I only plan to do where it's red. That is the plan. I'm using a really old sandpaper. And we're going to do the hat. And again, this is just one idea. If you don't like this idea, you can totally do it. Paint him, of course, any way that you like. Thanks for sprinkling. You guys are awesome. Okay. And then we're going to wax him. I am going to wax where the mitten is because we're going to lay our sticky transfer there. And we don't want the paste to pull up, okay? That's why I'm doing it. Of course, I had one idea. My one idea was going to be the damask pattern to put on his coat. But that sold out. And so we pivoting. Okay, so here we go. We're going to, I don't know why this doesn't have a lid. Okay, doesn't matter. We're going to use this transfer. It says ho, ho, ho. You can totally still grab this. I have it upside down. It says ho, ho, ho pattern. And we are going to fuzz it really well. Okay. Just to add some little less stickiness to it. Hi, Linda. Hi, Rochelle. Okay. And then we're going to lay this down. Maybe I'll start, is this dry yet? No, we'll do down here and then we'll do up there. Now, like I said, I only plan to chalk where the coat is, where it's red. That is the plan. So let's hope. Thank you, Lena. So what I'm thinking of doing is just using a darker red. Cross your fingers, dot your I's, all the things that we do when we're not sure how that's going to look. I was kind of even thinking just using the same red. Let me know if you would use the same red or darker red. I'm not going to do white, so that's not an option, but I want it to be subtle, but I just don't know if I want to do the same red or darker red. My initial thought was the darker red, which is Cabernet. I'm going to maybe just lay that there so I know where it's going to go. And this is going to go here. It's okay if I do extra. I just want to make sure I do enough. Darker. Vicky says darker. Okay, that was my original. That was my original thought, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't so sure. We're going to go darker. This is called Cabernet. It's an en vogue color. And I'm going to start here, I guess. Doing my very best not to really get... If I get it on the mitten, we can always touch it up. And then all of this is going to be covered with his beard. Guys, if you're watching, hit that heart button for me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That helps me so much. All right. I'm going a little slower than I would love to do here. So I'm just going to lift this side. Oh, this was the move. Good job, Vicky. The darker was definitely the move. I mean, that was my idea, and then I got nervous. But you helped me stay strong. I'm getting quiet because I'm trying to concentrate. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's lift this up. I love that. Okay, it turned out so stinking cute. Look at that. All right, we're going to do the hat really quick. I'm going to flip this guy around. And just do like this with the hat. Okay, we're going to do the hat the same. Hit the heart button, you guys. That turned out so stinking cute. All right. We're going to press ho, ho, ho here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it's just showing a little bit of a pattern. Yay! All right, this you're going to clean. Thank you for the hearts. You're going to clean it in your sink with water and a board eraser. We don't have time to clean it right now. There's no time for that. All right, so we're going to put him together. Oh, I also didn't do his buttons. Well, we're going to still glue some things together. All right, I'm going to flip him around, but that is so cute. He's cute, and he's not even all the way together yet. Okay, so we're going to put the beard on. And I'm just going to use my wood glue. This turned out so stinking cute. Okay, little bit of wood glue. place that down in the center. I have a little pom-pom for him somewhere, right here. Little tiny round ball. Gonna go right there. Then we have his cuffs. I want some of this to start. See how like it didn't matter once you do this? You guys, we're gonna look like experts. And then this goes this way. Down here. And this Doolally, the medium one, is, thank you for the hearts. This one is for the hat. How fun. Oh, and there's one more. And all of this, I just used the spray paint with. I didn't paint it. Isn't he so cute? Wait till you see them all with all the things. If you were not a cutout person, this one might make you into one. It might make you into one. Okay, how adorable. Okay, I don't want to hold it up too high, but how cute, right? Okay, now we have a couple more things to add to him, so we're just going to set him aside for right now and let him dry a little bit. And I don't know, do I just want to paint on my desk? Maybe I will. Maybe we'll do this old school way. So we're going to paint his buttons and his and the berries that go in his bag of holly. Hi, Nancy Claimer. How are you? So I'm just doing this old school way because my sticky mat is over there and I don't have time to grab it. How are you? Okay, so we're going to work on this really quick. And yes, I'm getting paste all over my desk. But why is that one round? Oh, you know why? Because I did this wrong. I did this wrong. Hang on, let's get him back. This was supposed to go on his nose, and I'm going to have to paint his nose again. Which is okay. You get a third layer for his nose. This goes there. The big circle goes here. The small circle goes there. We can paint his nose super quick later. No big deal. Okay, do I have all the pieces to this? Yes. Okay, these little buttons I'm going to paint in espresso. Okay, it's just my favorite brown. It's an En Vogue color. It's very dark. You could use real buttons if you wanted. I just think these are cute because they are part of the kit. So we're just going to paint those brown. All right, I'm glad you guys are loving him. We're going to paint his little buttons brown, which just take a minute. I will send you, so what I do when I do a craft box like this, I will send you, there'll be a little picture on it. When you open your box, there'll be a sticker that says Runner Girls Craft Box. And when, what's the words I'm trying to say? There will be a QR code on it that will take you directly to the video on YouTube, because that will be on YouTube forever. On Facebook, it will be there live for, you guys know, 30 days after today. But by the time you get your kit and get sitting down and working on it, it may be gone from Facebook. So the QR code will take you directly to this. So you can, see where all the pieces go. Does he have a belt buckle? No, because he's wearing like a long coat, Rochelle. He does not have, you'll see when I hold him up. Okay, I'm thinking we're going to use Cabernet for these berries. Or ornaments, maybe he's carrying ornaments. I don't know, but I'm going to paint them red. To me, they sort of look like ornaments, but then they're in this bag of greenery, so we're going to call it not ornaments. We're going to call them large berries of some kind. But you could make them look like ornaments and paint each one. This is just my idea. I will say they have an ornament shape to them. Okay. Now I stuck these right here in my way, and now what? We're going to move them up here. Let them dry for a bit while we work on some other things, okay? All right, so then he's also going to be holding this, okay? And this comes with multiple pieces as well. The tree's the easiest one. This comes with extra leaves, and it comes with some extra like sticks with berries, okay? So what I'm going to do with these, I did that in pesto. These I'm going to do, I picked 3 different greens, okay? Just so that, you know, not everything is the same color. So I'm going to do these in Ivy. Okay, Ivy is our En Vogue color, and I'm almost out. I actually have to order more Ivy before it's gone. But I do have enough to paint, so no big deal. So I'm going to go in and paint my leaves. Tell me, which red should I do the ribbon? Should I do Candy Apple or Cabernet? Candy Apple is the brighter red. Cabernet is going to be this darker red. I just love this Ivy. Hi, Donna. All right, we're going to just get this painted. And then we'll probably paint our Christmas tree in Meadow because I've not used that one yet. The bow, Rochelle says darker red. What do you guys think? I can honestly do it in 2 tones because it's layered. I mean, we're going to do these little berries in this darker red also. Donna says darker. Thank you, Barbara. I haven't seen you forever. Crimson, darker red, darker red. Okay, this is Cabernet. But I think we're gonna do these in Cabernet. Okay, now that I'm painting these in Cabernet, now what do you guys think? Now, do you think I should use a lighter red? Feel free to change your mind if you think so, now that I'm doing this. These are going to be darker. And these extra ones are also going to be darker. And there's 3 of these extra ones. Oh, I still see darker. Okay. Darker it is. Well, I mean, the Santa's coat is going to be mostly red, you know, obviously, so it probably makes sense to have the smaller things in the darker red. So it will balance itself out. I missed this one. If you're just getting here, type the word Santa, check your messages. It will give you all the details on what we're doing today and all the things. Okay, we got our red done. I'm just leaving my brushes in the paste because I don't have time to be pulling them out. Yeah, see, this has definitely got a sheen to it because it's like, nope, cannot paint me. Do not paint me with water. I put my ivy's down to the end, so I had to put some water in there just to get it moving. You're not going to see all of this, so this is why I'm not that worried about it, but I really don't want there to be white showing. All right, let me give this a dry and then another coat. Nominee for the bow. Yes, good idea, except, no, I like your idea because we're going to do the bells in Nominee. But I like the way you think because this is going to be on the other side. Maud, that's a great idea. I didn't give that as an option though, did I? But you can't put Maud in a box. You guys know that saying, right? Can't put baby in a box or whatever they say. Okay, all these pieces green in ivy. Again, I'm just going to move this over here because I don't want to wait for it to dry. But I like the way Maud thinks. So this piece just goes on top of here. I'm not sure why, just to add dimension, I suppose. I do have Nominee somewhere. Here we go. I like the way you think, and Barbara likes it too, because we're going to just move to the bells and the bow. So we're going to paint, these little pieces go here to add like a little dimension to the bow. To the bells. So I think that's what we'll do. Look at how pretty that Nominee is right on that white. Guys, this might be the best color we have. Nominee. I wish they would make a permanent silver that was similar. But we had one that was like the color of the month, but okay, we're going to paint this bow in Nominee for Maud because I love that. And I'm getting paste all over my desk, and that is okay. It's okay because I will clean it up. All right, we got this done. And we're going to paint these little pieces also in Nominee. This isn't exactly a little piece, but you get what I'm saying here. Yes, great idea, Maud. Okay, these little accent pieces kind of create some dimension for the bell. Okay, and then these are drying. And then this bow, I think we'll do, you know what? I'm gonna also do this bow in this color too. We're gonna do this little bow, which is gonna go on the bells with Cabernet too, as well. Okay? Just like this. Perfect. All right, let's give this one more little zhizh. See, and this paste is almost dry, or well, it is dry already. So I didn't even need to do my dryer again. Nice. I'm just touching up any little white spots. And I'm gonna get a different brush for my nominee and smooth this out. What do you guys think? I think this is turning out so cute. Two-tone would have been a good idea. Well, you don't know until I get it all together, I guess. But I do like the gold bow idea. Honestly, the foam brushes do a lot better with the paste. I feel like it smooths it out better. They paint better. Regular brushes, not always. Okay. All right. While these are drying, we're just going to move all this over. We're going to bring good old Santa back after I clean this. Thank you, Vicki. We're going to just clean up my desk just a little bit. I need a little more room here. We want to get more pieces glued so that when I hold it up, it doesn't all fall apart. So let's get our buttons put on. We're going to make a plan. So Rochelle, you see how like he's not a traditional Santa with the buckle. He's got a coat. So it's a little different look for this Santa. And we're just going to start gluing. We got to do our tree, but once you see this all put together, you guys are going to love it. Let me just see really quick if I have a pink. Do I have a pink marker? Hold, please. If I do, it's probably not on the top. This is how I teach my kids. I said, open up your pencil box and throw, throw stuff. There we go. Into the lid. This way I don't have to get my paint mixed again. Okay, there we go. We got that done. And I'm just going to move this over here. If I need it again, it's ready to go. Okay, got our buttons. Now we're going to also glue our berries, or ornaments as they may be called. They go right here. And then I'm going to make a plan with these other three because I'm not sure what to do with them. They just layer here to give you some more. Just want to see how I want them to look. I guess like that. I might do a little gold outline on them. I haven't decided, but maybe. Okay, is this all my things on Santa? All right, we're gonna stick him over there and quickly paint our tree, and then we can get everything glued together, okay? Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I know this one is a little bit of a undertaking, but how fun is it? We're gonna make our tree bright green. I just at least want this to get drying while I'm gluing the other things together. And maybe what I'll do is get my hot glue gun going. That way my tree will get a little hot glue love so it'll stick when I hold everything up. You guys, I'm so excited to put this together. All right, let me get this done. And you don't have to do this all in one sitting, right? I would just suggest that maybe you do your window or part of your window. This could, you can make this take 3 days or 4 days. Work on the tree one day, then work on the Santa another day. Because you're going to have this, you're going to pull this out every year and love it, right? So take your time. I'm doing it all in one sitting, but you do not have to do that, right? Like, don't get overwhelmed because there's multiple pieces. Like, say I've got 20 minutes today. I'm just going to do the tree or whatever. The tree is Meadow, which is my favorite green, aside from Ivy, which is an on vogue color. Ivy's going to go away, but I use Meadow definitely all of Christmas and into the spring also. All right, so we're going to let our tree dry while we assemble our things here. Let's try this too, just to be sure. I may need to give that one more coat. Okay, what did I do with the, did I put it in here already? Yep. Our bells need one more little coverage here. I think my sponge brush was a little bit wet. This is why. Nominee almost always covers in one coat. But I think my sponge brush was a little wet when I put it on there. So we're just going to touch this up. Okay. So we're going to glue this on. I guess I didn't really need to paint this part, did I? It's all right. I did anyway. Oh, I wonder if it could go like this. You could make your bow go like this. No, we'll just do it this way. I like it like this, but you could make it a double loop. And then the way the leaves work, I would suggest putting the leaves on before you put on your little berries. And the leaves have a skinnier part and a longer part. Basically, anywhere that seems a little bit empty is where you want to put your leaves. I mean, again, it's crafting. You can put it anywhere. And then these will tuck in like this. Wait, no, this one goes... I thought there were 3 of these. Maybe not. Maybe there's just 2. Just put them however, like I said, whatever looks visually pleasing to you, that's where they should go. Whatever you think. There's no right or wrong with this part. Hi, Charlotte Zepp. Okay, we're going to get a little bit of glue on here. And a little bit of glue on here. And then after we do this, we'll do our bells. And then we'll work on our tree, and then we'll get them all put in our stand. So cute. Hopefully, I am not going to be too far over. Oh, I'm going to be over, but hopefully not too far. Hopefully not too far. Okay. Get it all glued on. Okay, so here's our little extra, what do you call this? This is called something. Tell me what this is called. It's like a, I can't think of the name. It's not a wreath. It's something other than a wreath. What would you call it? Something. I know there's a name for it. I just don't know what the name is. If you guys know, like it's like on the tip of my tongue. Like a bundle or a swag. A swag, maybe? Is swag the right word I'm looking for? I feel like it's called something like that. It's got its own little name. Thank you, Layla. Sorry, I really need to go get some contacts because my contact is old and I am overdue. Swag. I knew it had a name. I knew it. Cascade Swag. Is that the official name, Barbara Elliott? Cascade Swag. Okay, well that's good to know. Hi, Sandy Nelson. Sandy, I haven't had a chance to look at your crochet video you sent me, but I will look at it. All right, let's get our bell put together. Let me figure out which one goes where. I think it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to put this one here. And this one here. So this is like the little bell is hanging from the top. And then this goes here. Okay, so there's our bell. And our bow. Like that. My nose is itchy all of a sudden. Okay, then we are going to glue these pieces on. And I can show it to you in the whole kit all together. That's what I was afraid of, is my battery died. That's okay. So we're going to put some glue all over our tree. This is not completely dry, but I'm going to do it like this. So you just obviously go smallest or biggest to smallest. For this. And because these are separate pieces, you're going to see the lines here, so that gives you your dimension. All the way down. All right, this is still wet, but I'm just going to show you. Here's our tree. And I'm just going to, because this is going to bug me if I don't. I want my leaves a little more ivy. This is kind of a thin coat. Did I skip this one? I didn't glue this one. Oh, really? Well, Lena, I hope so. I'll just message me or just respond box in Messenger. And it's yours, my friend. Okay. Okay, you guys, I think we got everything painted. All right, now while these couple things are drying, hit that heart button for me. We are going to bring Santa back over. Unfortunately, my glue gun, of course, the battery died. So that's not going to work today. This is the window we made yesterday, okay? Santa is going to hold the bells. Or the bells are going to hang off of him somehow. Oh, it did come on. Well, why did it go off? That's weird. So I'm just trying to think. Before we put the bells on, I'm waiting for my hot glue gun. This is how Santa looks. No, this is not where Santa goes. Santa goes in the back. There are 3 cutout areas. Santa goes here. Hang on, I got it too far over. It is a snug fit, you guys. So, when you do this kit, I do not suggest you getting paint on this part. And if you do, you can just sand it down a little bit. But also, when you put this together, make sure it lines up evenly, okay? Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit too snug for you to get them in there. Now, I know it fits fine because I did it right before the live. I put it all in here. So let me get them all tucked in. There we go. Okay, so here's Santa in the window. I want to be able to put the bells on, so my glue gun is ready. I just have to switch the battery. Hang on. Hold, please. Okay. So isn't he cute? Okay, now we're going to dry my tree and my Cascade swag. Hopefully enough so that they stay up. Okay? Perfect. Okay, here we go. 1 hour was not enough time for me. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this dude is going to go over here. Okay. And then this guy, I'm just afraid this is gonna go over there. But we want to put the bell, we want to put the bell on Santa. So let me just figure out my life here. It's really not going to, the bells are kind of going to go on his cuff, all right? And I would suggest using a mixture of hot glue and wood glue because there's not a lot that's going to touch. I mean, you really just want to use wood glue, but for purposes of this, we're going to use a mixture of hot glue and wood glue. Okay, did I put my, is that going to stay or no? I put my hot glue right on the wood glue, so that doesn't work. All right, hang on. There we go. So I got a little bit of wood glue here at the bottom. You guys, this is so stinking cute. Thank you, Shonda. You guys, what do you think? Isn't this adorable? I think it's adorable. Hit that heart button for me. Sprinkle the video. Type the word, what did I say? Santa. Check your messages. You can add as much detail or as little as you like. I think it's already got plenty of detail in him. Look at that. So cute. You guys, the joy that this brings. I love it. And again, this will be interchangeable. We'll have other things that can go in it. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you guys love this. Yay! Thanks, Robin Kelly. Thank you, everybody. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Feel free, hit that heart button, sprinkle the video, type the word Santa, and we'll see you all very soon. Bye, everybody. And I'm supposed to be watching Debbie's collection.
Recording in progress. Believe in magic. That is a rule around the holidays. I love this one. Of course, it's gorgeous as a one and done. I'm going to show you Debbie's finished project with this one. I've got it in a photo coming up. But I think this one is also amazing as a one and done. So if you do have new customers that are coming into chalk, certainly not a design to be afraid of. And then you've got all these little tiny parts and pieces that you can pull out to create some coordinating accessories as well. So I think this would be, I absolutely love the idea of make memories or calories don't count, or even bake cookies. If you're going to do that on a gift tag, would be great. If you're doing a gift, if you're doing a cookie exchange. So look inside the small pieces, figure out what you can play with outside of this transfer in its entirety. It's a beautiful one, and no peeking, y'all. Just saying. Also, house rule: be merry. You might as well. You can't be merry in the holidays. What in the heck are you gonna do? This one, of course, we don't always, but a traditional style that we provide and make available as a part of Chalk Couture's Christmas collection is that country Christmas church. Debbie has directed us in that painterly style for this one. Also, there's a nativity. We love to always do a nativity, and I love 2025's version of the nativity in Debbie's collection. And in that collaboration, these two pieces have come together to meld two of the styles that have been the most popular for chalk in 2024. Also in 2025, it's that painterly appeal. Think about Painterly Rabbit, and of course that initial angel transfer that we did. Was it a year ago that one came out? So what you and your customers loved about that painterly approach, you're going to love. They're a little bit simpler. You could pull these off with just one color. The application there of multiple colors up in the nativity set. And what I love about this transfer, it's a B-size transfer, but you're getting two mirror designs, two designs that complement each other and that play well, really, really well together. I think this is going to be an amazing gift to give. I think this is also an heirloom project. You can work on this on Thanksgiving. In my humble opinion, if you're going to have all of your friends and family around the table, create something that's an heirloom project that everybody's going to take home and love forever. They're going to remember the Thanksgiving that you created these two pieces from Painterly Reverence, and then everyone's going to pull them out every year and just go, isn't life wonderful? And they're going to be merry, and it's going to be awesome. So B-size transfer, Painterly Reverence, absolutely love this one and the value in that transfer as well. Here's just a gorgeous shot of Debbie's projects. I thought I would put this in just to give you a little ooh and moment, so you can see these three projects put together. Debbie, of course, has utilized multiple colors in house rules, but I think it's still, Debbie's made that one her inspiration. This is part